Have you ever questioned the state of international maritime security? As we navigate through this complex era of global instability, the rising tide of maritime insecurity demands our attention. One of the most concerning recent developments is the increasing volatility in the Red Sea. An American warship and multiple commercial vessels were attacked near Yemen, escalating the Mid-East conflict to a whole new level. The Houthi rebels, a group based in Yemen, brazenly claimed responsibility for these attacks, igniting shockwaves of concern across the international community. Their actions have not only threatened the safety of the involved vessels, but have also raised the stakes in an already tense geopolitical chess game. The extent of the damage, though currently unclear, underscores the dire need for effective, robust maritime security measures. As the waters of conflict rise, the question remains, what is being done to safeguard our seas? To fully understand the gravity of this situation, we need to delve into the sequence of these attacks. Our timeline begins with the deployment of Israel's missile boats in response to an escalating threat from Iran-backed militants. Yemen's Houthi militants, who are also backed by Iran, claimed responsibility for firing long-range missiles and drones at Israel. To counter these threats, the Israeli Defense Forces used the Arrow air defense system to intercept a surface-to-surface missile, signifying an escalation in the Houthis' capabilities. The US, already having several ships in the area, expressed their support for Israel and their desire to prevent a broader regional conflict. However, the Houthis and other Iran-backed groups in the Middle East have been launching attacks on US forces, prompting self-defense strikes on facilities used by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in retaliation. The situation escalated further with the recent attacks on commercial vessels in the Red Sea. Yemen's Houthi rebels claimed responsibility for these attacks, which were carried out against 3 commercial ships, namely the Unity Explorer and No. 9. The US warship USS CARNEY responded to distress calls from the vessels, providing assistance and intercepting an inbound drone. A few hours later, another ship, the Panamanian-flagged, Bermuda and UK owned and operated, No. 9 vessel was struck by a missile from the Houthi-controlled part of Yemen. The bulk carrier reported damage, but no casualties. Finally, another commercial ship, the Panamanian-flagged Sophie II, sent a distress call stating it had been struck by a missile. While en route to provide assistance, the CARNEY intercepted a third drone headed in its direction. Throughout this chain of events, the US has been at the forefront, trying to prevent further escalation and protect its forces. The US has stated that it will consider all appropriate responses in full coordination with its international allies and partners. These attacks are not isolated events, but a string of incidents painting a grim picture of maritime security. Now that we've unraveled the timeline of attacks, what are the key takeaways? Firstly, these incidents underscore the growing threat posed by Yemen's Houthi rebels in the maritime domain. The fact that they have claimed responsibility for these attacks indicates an alarming escalation in their capabilities and their willingness to target international commercial vessels. Secondly, the involvement of the United States and Israel in countering these threats is noteworthy. The US warship USS CARNEY's swift response to distress calls and its ability to neutralize inbound threats highlights the critical role of these nations in maintaining maritime security in the region. Finally, these attacks have serious implications for international commerce and maritime security. They represent a direct threat to the safety of international crews and the free flow of commerce in one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. These incidents could potentially escalate tensions in the Middle East, further complicating an already complex geopolitical scenario. In conclusion, these attacks should serve as a stark reminder of the volatile nature of international waters. Far from being just a realm of exploration and trade, the high seas are increasingly becoming a stage for international conflict and security concerns. These incidents remind us that the high seas are not just a realm of adventure, but also a stage for international conflict and security concerns.